Hey everybody, how's it going? MJ here. Nice to see you. Nice to have you with us. All right. I want to welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube. Let's see. D Live, Band, and Africa TV. And to our friends on Africa TV, I want to say 안녕하세요. 대단히고 많습니다. Thank you for joining. I'm in Taiwan, and 나는 MJ입니다. I'm MJ. 我叫 MJ. And 我在 Taiwan. So this is Taiwan, and you're watching the real Taiwan. And I'm at Wenwen's, which is the place that I actually got banned from Reddit RPAN. And it's quite interesting because Reddit RPAN is gone now, and I can tell you why they're gone. They're gone because how kind? Because they're they're gone because of the wokeness. All right, let me show you the food that just came. Okay, let me do this, and okay, I'm using Prism Live Studio. These are Vietnam spring rolls. Excuse me, and that's the sauce. But look at these. And of course they have the sliced cucumbers, right? And the fresh leaves, the vegetables, so that you can wrap them. And man, oh man. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I got some dirt somewhere. I guess it's on my, oh, it's on my screen, okay. It's not my lens, okay, good. So I just want to say hi to everyone. I wasn't on Thursday night, which is kind of a normal night for me to live stream. I wasn't on Thursday night. Things just didn't line up. All right. So we got 30 frames per second, and we have a data rate of 2,500 kbps, which is pretty good. Now you hear noise. This is a, believe it or not, this is a Thai-style food place run by Vietnamese here in Taiwan, which may seem kind of interesting or may seem incongruous. Vietnamese people are well known throughout the universe for not using earphones, not using earbuds. And when they like watch YouTube videos or sports games or whatever on public transportation or out anywhere in the open, it's just crazy. And you say, hey, thank you. So, is there a holiday? I don't know. Okay, thank you, I appreciate it. And so, yeah, and the funny thing is they'll often like leave their phone somewhere and just pick up and walk away and leave their phone there, right? And then so what happens is it's just blaring until they come back. So, all right. And I'm drinking, I had a little bit of rum earlier. I'm actually not drinking so much. And I have, this is all I'm gonna drink, is I have some, they call this Supreme. I guess it's a, yeah, I guess it's Budweiser. No, I'm not still an American. But thank you for asking. After 20 years, you know, what can I say? All right. Now, I'm going to load these up on this thing here. And I'm going to dip them in this sauce. And the sauce that I showed you is a, like a, how to say, it's kind of like a Thai sauce. It's partially sweet, but not too sweet. And it's also quite a bit sour. Oh yeah. And these guys, fresh sliced cucumbers. Now earlier, there was a gentleman over to my left who was cutting vegetables. And He's holding the vegetables like this, holding it, you know, and using the knife against his fingertips. And when I was young, I used to work in several Chinese restaurants, and that's not how you do it unless you want to cut your fingers off. So I had to explain to him that you curl your fingers and you use the knife blade against the knuckles. So otherwise, you might end your guitar career a little early. And you definitely would not want to do that. So tonight I have my mobile device plugged into the gimbal because a couple of weeks ago I was live streaming over there and I wasn't paying attention. And the battery just went like that. All right. There you go. LEDs are kind of running down. All right. So, we're actually broadcasting on 5 platforms. We have YouTube. Oh, I forgot Twitch. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Band, and D Live. Band is kind of a eclectic sort of thing. So, hey, Patty, fist bump. How are you doing? Good to see you. Always a pleasure. I got some of these Vietnam spring rolls, you know, the deep fried ones. Here they are. And we've got some of their vegetables. They don't. This is a slightly different vegetable than the one they normally have. This one they call this vegetable in Chinese. We call this da lu mei. Da lu is the word that they like to use in Chinese for China. It means mainland. Now, there's all kinds of political ramifications about that, but thank you. Anyway, and Mei, of course, means like sister. So da lu mei, and this is a very close relative. You can say it's a cousin. It's kind of funny. And so you just wrap these things up like this, and you dip them in the sauce and go for it. Of course, the first bite is usually just the vegetable. Kind of messy, but okay, not bad. How's the weather down in Florida? I was talking to a guy today here in Taiwan, because I grew up in St. Pete. And we were talking about how the United States is probably 20 times the size of Taiwan. And how there's so many different, you know, there's so much variation. North to south, east to west. Rain today, yeah. You know, when I was a kid, I don't know how it is now, but you know exactly what I mean. In the afternoon in Florida, you'd hear thunder and you go, oh, it's 3:30. So, now it says that my custom RTMP stream was aborted due to an error. That means that I just went offline on D Live. So, I don't think it's a big deal, but that was odd that would happen. I'm gonna have to get Jake, who's the lead developer for Prism Live Studio, to look at my log later and figure out what's going on. So, yeah. I don't know if it's like that now, but when I was in Cayman, it was kind of like that, you know, where certain time, late afternoon, they'd have a cloud burst and it was very predictable. All right. Is it still like that there? Because I know things have changed. I know in the intervening years, 40 years later, climate changes and it is inevitable, which is why I always laugh at people who say that they're trying to combat climate change, because you can't stop it. It's like saying, you know what, I don't want any weather. Okay, cool. Now I hear people in Asia talk about typhoons. Typhoon. Sorry, we say typhoon in Chinese. But that's just a name for a hurricane in Asia. I went through a lot of hurricanes in Florida. I'm old enough that we went through Hurricane Donna in 1960, which I would have been about 4 years old. And Hurricane Donna cut across the state from the east to the west, turned around and went back. And I remember that because all the TV masts and the antennas in our neighborhood were taken down. So, yeah. And the other thing too is if you're on a boat, because you know that Tampa Bay is the lightning capital of that area, and if you're in a boat at that hour, you're in the middle of the water of the bay, or even out in a gulf a little further, you go past the Skyway and go on out that way, you can be the tallest thing around, and it could be a problem. Could attract lightning. So yeah. You're in danger, right. Exactly. And I know from your Instagram, you guys do a lot of boating. So you must have your weather eye out all the time for that. It's an interesting topic. Because boats with tall structures usually have a cable running from the mast down to the keel. So if they do take a lightning hit, it goes directly, through the cable into the water and dissipates, and doesn't like take a side trip like through, a person or something. Yeah, and then when you're out, you still gotta see. People think, oh, it's so fun boating and stuff. Man, you got, whoever's captaining the boat has a big responsibility. Yeah, the guests can sit up front and enjoy getting sprayed and bounced around, but the captain's like, all the time, right? Looking at the weather. And he or she is always on edge, yeah. Always watch the sky, yeah, exactly. Oh. You know what, Patty? Back in the late 80s, because I'm a ham radio operator, the U.S. National Weather Service has a program called Skywarn. And we had at the ham radio club that I belonged to, the Boston Amateur Radio Club, we had a National Weather Service Skywarn manager come to our club and talk to us about it. And we actually got training in being a Skywarn spotter. It's pretty cool. And at the end of the training, they gave us a National Weather Service card that had a toll-free number on it. And the idea was that no matter where we were, whatever we were doing, if we observed dangerous weather, we could use National Weather Service standardized terms that they taught us, and we could report weather. And I only actually had to use that number once. There was some weather situations that were developing, and I identified our Skywarn ID was our ham radio call sign. So I called it up, and they went, Skywarn, and I said, I'm Skywarn spotter, and I said my call sign, and they said, go ahead, and I read to them the conditions, that I observed. And I swear, it's really hilarious. Not more than 10 or 15 minutes later, on the radio, I heard my exact weather description, like word for word. Hey, Matthew, fist bump to you. Word for word, being broadcast on like one of the big news stations, radio stations. That was pretty cool. But that program is open to anybody. And, just for the knowledge, you might want to check out the National Weather Service's Skywarn program just to get the training, you know what I mean? That's pretty cool. They show you how to identify, the beginnings of like a tornado. Because a lot of people will look at something in the sky and they won't recognize that's a tornado trying to form. They just think it's a funny looking, cloud or something. I'm sorry. Warn, like warning. Sky, W-A-R-N. That's it. Skywarn. Yep. It's a cool program. Of course, moving to Taiwan, I don't have that card anymore or anything like that, but what I really liked was the training. Shows you how to identify things like anvil clouds and so forth. I thought you would dig that. Not to be a big shot and call stuff in, but I think, you would really benefit from the observation education. That's what I really liked. Cloud identification, and whether or not, pun intended, that means something is developing or whatnot. So Matthew, how you doing? I want to show you something. Matthew and his wife have a bakery, and this was a cupcake that they designed. Now you notice there's kind of like what I would call like an ampule, see? So Matthew, I knew we weren't expecting this. Why don't you go ahead and give us the background of what this is? It looks really interesting. There's blueberry on the top and there's some pancakes. And there's obviously some frosting on the cupcake. And that is probably maple syrup. It does look delicious. Yeah, I bet you really, really are busy. Because Matthew also has a new son, Mr. Grayson. He's not even a year old yet, but coming up on it soon. Matthew, what do you call this? It looks great, doesn't it? A little bit of a lag. Wow. Vanilla cupcake with blueberry pie filling, maple frosting, a little pancake with blueberries. Yeah, man. Woo-hoo-hoo. That sounds like it should be illegal. Maple syrup also. Yeah, that's what the syrup is. Should be illegal though. Now, How popular has that been? I'm stuffing my face behind the cupcake. How popular has this been? Ah, I don't want to zoom that. Yeah, I want to zoom this. Think it was about right. Did a big hit, I bet. The problem is sometimes is when you come up with an idea that's really fantastic, but it's a little bit complicated, then you find yourself with a new problem, and that's how to keep up with the demand. So, there you go. What can I tell you? Anyway, looks good to me. All right. Now, D-Live is, well, I guess D-Live's offline. I don't know. I have a chat box up on top for D-Live, but I don't expect to see any D-Live chat. And I'm not sure, but I believe, if memory serves, that Prism Live Studio can capture chat from the elusive Africa TV. So there you go. It's pretty cool. No, man, thank you. You posted that in our line group, and I thought it was fantastic. And so I just wanted people to see that. And even though it won't exactly parse, you're welcome to post a Google Maps link, and you can always post a Google Maps link in the chat later, you know, after the video processes. That'd be cool. Oh wow, she's making some cool food over here. You want to see this food? I should show this to you. Let me show you this food. Wenwen's sister just made this. Wow. 拍照您猜，这个是什么？什么肉？
鸭肉。
鸭肉. Okay, so that's duck. That's what I thought it was. He's 18 months. That's a year and a half. Oh my goodness, a year and a half. And this is a salad. This is, oh, that's winter melon, which is kind of bitter. And 冬瓜是不是？冬瓜 huh? Yeah, she's too busy. And that, yeah, so that's winter melon, which is actually very good for men. It's a good prostate. It's a good prostate medicine. And this is one of my favorite. This is grilled mackerel, and she's putting the lemon on it. Wow. 他们很喜欢看你的菜，煮菜啊. Wow, look at that. It's a lemon there. This stuff right here is so soft that you can eat most of the bones. You have to be careful, but of course this side on the left is, excuse me, I'm burping, is the head area, and it's part of the gill there. It's all good stuff. Man, oh man. I turn around this way. And if you like hot, spicy food, look at that. That's just a mess of spicy food. Oh yeah. Yeah. They have quite a comprehensive menu. there's a menu there. I actually helped them translate the menu. They gave me all the details. So this is the menu that I made for them, and there's Chinese on the left side, which I can read for the most part, but the Vietnamese in the center, I can't. I had to leave that to them. And this is just a spreadsheet that I did. And over to the right, you see, you know, the English, which I translated. So you'll see that the English is correct, pretty much. They only messed up one or two things. They had, for some reason, they had a question about a couple of things, and they didn't ask me. And see, like for example, where it says on the far right, right there in the middle, it says Pepper and Phoenix. Okay, I have a daughter named Phoenix. So let me ask you a question. What is the probability that I misspelled the word Phoenix? Well, that happened after I gave them the data, and I'm not sure. But it really is. Hey, Ken Rod, fist bump to you, bro. Good to see you. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, it actually is. It's very delicious. And this is the, that's the remnants of my, my spring rolls. All right. Hey. Fist bump, Myrna, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us on Twitch. All right. Yes. Oh, sorry, wrong way. Yeah, it's good to see you. Thank you. Good to see you too. How's everything in Texas? And Ken Rod, of course, is in Texas. Different guys are in different places, but Texas is a big place. But I'm just finishing up these spring rolls, and some more customers that just came. Good. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. You're doing well.
Anh làm cô tao anh.
Đang xin này.
Người ta phải từ từ.
Anh mà muốn lên thì anh nhắn tin lại đi.
I can't understand a single word of this. This is yes. The short answer is yes, but it's complicated. You may recall, Patty, the place that I used to live stream from that had the big window, right? You know, with the Vietnam writing and stuff behind it. So, wow, kind of cool, but not bad. No mosquitoes and no sweating. That's next door. So she had to leave that place, and it probably, I don't know, I'm guessing, had to do with the rent. Because the Thai place that was next door to her in the same building split too, and they went to another place. So Wenwen already owned this building. Okay, so she came over here. For a while, this was Mr. Wu barbecue. And Mr. Wu had a barbecue place here. And I'm gonna be honest, the old place with the window was fantastic, and the boss lady enjoyed us doing live streaming, you know, and all the live streamers that I brought here over the years, a bunch of them. And she even allowed me to put like a late night with MJ Klein sticker on the window and stuff, and she was all for that. But then we had to move. But before that happened, it started getting weird. The clientele changed, and I'm not making any judgments, I'm just telling you. More Vietnamese customers came in, and they're considerably different than their Taiwanese customers, counterparts, for whatever reason. And the vibe became weird. So I started going over here on this side, which is right next door. I can show you the place where the old window was, but it's all gone. And I asked Wenwen about it. Did you save the glass? And she said, no, I threw it all out. It's amazing. She was really kind of sad about it. It's an iconic place. But I have tons of photos, and I have video that I can still use as a backdrop. Anyway, so Mr. Wu was here, and then it became apparent that she had to leave that place, so Now she's going to move in this place, and Mr. Wu had to go, so now he's on the next block over here behind. He's closed tonight. I know it's complex, but Wenwen built 5 new karaoke rooms in here. And I saw them during construction. So I was able to observe the soundproofing techniques that they use, which is of interest to me. But the sad part is that the restaurant part of the business has suffered because there's really nowhere to sit. Don't have a dining room inside. Just got these couple tables outside, and often I come here and it's full. It's full of people and they're all smoking, and I don't smoke. So, and in my whole life in Taiwan, I've only ever met 3 Vietnam guys that didn't smoke. All the rest of them smoke, and it's idiotic. I was sitting here last week, not live streaming, just eating, and a Vietnam guy sat down with a cigarette, like right next to me, and they all speak Chinese, so it's convenient. And I said, "Hey, I don't smoke." And he's like, "Okay," and he acted irritated, but he got up. I've had some Vietnam guys like blow smoke in my face, and then Wenwen had a little talk with him, like, "What are you, nuts?" That's what I mean when they're different than the other customers. Yeah, but when you live in a little village and you're a top gun in the village, it's kind of hard to imagine that somebody else, might be able to show you the door, right? Yeah, yeah, me too. My wife can't stand it, and my daughter gets infuriated. And so, Taiwan law is very clear. They changed the law. You're not allowed to smoke indoors. So if I take my gimbal and walk around indoors, I guarantee you, every man and most of the women are in there smoking. In the karaoke rooms, too. And they have the split system air conditioner, so they don't have a plenum and an air return. So the air just gets circulated through the head on the air conditioning system, and yeah, it cools the air, but it doesn't, you don't get any fresh air, and you don't clean it. So I haven't gone in those rooms for a long, long time, but I remember the last time, or practically the only time, I was a Taiwanese guy that I knew said, "Hey, come on in, we want you to sing a song." Everybody knows I sing. So I said, "Okay." So I went into the room, and it was like a cloud of smoke. And I said, "Okay, I'll sing one song." I sat down, and some Vietnam girl snuggled up right beside me, and I couldn't have pushed her away faster. I said, "Nope, nope, I'm not here for that." And I sang one song, and I coughed all the way through it. And they're like, "Oh, why don't you stay and have something to drink?" And I'm like, I'm really uncomfortable when I left. And I went home, and I had to, well, I didn't have to, but I kindly explained to my wife why my clothes stank like cigarettes, and I don't smoke. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, what can I say? But, cigarettes are a hot topic, And across the street is a store called the Simple Mart. Now, cigarettes are always sold behind the counter, and they're in a metal box. And there's a picture of each brand, a picture of a carton, and a number. It goes all the way across, and line after line. And the person behind the counter has to lift up the lid, shove it in, and take the cigarettes out, right? Like that. I went over to the Simple Mart
Anh ơi.
and I looked at the rows, and they're contiguous. There's no breaks in the numbers. There are 210 brands. 210. Okay? 210 brands of cigarettes that you can buy at the store on the corner near my house. And the average price is about $3 US. That's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. So, even so, people apparently are picky. They're like, oh, I want this one. Instead of saying the number, they'll go, no, they say the name, right? And the clerk will go, this one, no, down one, over 2 and 3 and 4. And I'm standing behind them, and So one time I was at our favorite store, Jar Jar, and an Indonesian guy, who didn't speak Chinese very well, was trying to tell the boss lady which pack of cigarettes he wanted to buy. And it was taking a long time. So I just blurted out, they'll all kill you just the same. And the boss lady busted out laughing. Yeah, well, they should be illegal. So I had a conversation just this past week with some Taiwanese guys. And I said, I call cigarettes the Da Xiaotou, the great robber. And they say, why? I said, because it robs your wealth and it robs your health. Now here the Filipino guys are always complaining they don't have enough money. Oh, my boss is stingy, I need a raise. So for those of you who have heard me say this before, I apologize, but there are some that haven't. There's a guy in particular I know named Raymond. I've known Raymond for a long time. Raymond and I are on good terms. We've known each other a long time. He's been to Taiwan multiple times. They stay for 3 years, go home for a month and come back. And he's been here like 5 times. So I told Raymond, I said, you know what, Raymond? I'm going to give you a 3,000 NT a month raise. Now that's a lot. That's $100. That's a lot in Taiwan. He's looking at me, really? He said, what are you going to do? Are you going to hire me? I said, no. I'm going to tell you how you can give yourself a 3,000 NT raise. And he's like, how? I said, okay. Raymond, how many packs of cigarettes do you smoke in a week? He says, oh, I smoke 1 pack a day. I already knew that. I'm like, okay, and how much does 1 pack cost? He says, oh, they cost 100 NT. Okay. So if there's 30 days in a month, how much is that? And I could see that he had never really thought about that. He goes, it's 3,000. I said, there you go. All you gotta do is quit. That's all you gotta do, just quit. And they're not willing to quit. But I don't think he actually thought about it. So then I asked him, hey, Rob, fist bump. I know. So then I said, well, how much is that in a year? So it's over $1,000 a year. In the Philippines, $1,000 is a lot of money. For $1,000, you could buy a person and make them your pet. Literally. Wear this collar. Put this chain on and walk on all fours. I mean, literally. I mean, that's a lot of money. So even 1,000 pesos, which back in, it's probably 20, 25, I forget. It's been a while since I did the Filipino money exchange. It's not that much money. It's like what Thailand used to be 15 or 20 years ago. But the point I'm trying to make is, you can't complain about not having any money, but then you're blowing it on junk, right? Which is what a lot of people do, and you find that a lot of the trouble that people get into are because they can't control their habits, their vices. So there was a guy, the claw machine. We talked about those things. We call those jia wa wa ji, the claw machines, and they're everywhere. They're all around here. But in particular, there were a couple on the corner. They're gone. They moved to another place. But I heard that a guy spent in 1 month 30,000 NT. Now, each time you play a round, it's 10 NT. So that's 3,000 10 NT coins. That's $1,000 US that he spent on a claw machine. Because they said he was addicted to it. The term that they actually used was like similar to being like mentally unstable, like crazy, I guess. I would translate that in English. So even people that knew him, even people that knew him said it was crazy that he spent that much money, on those things. So hey, what can I tell you? So we've been on for 42 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm sorry I wasn't on Thursday, and I'm gonna have to cut this short because I got to get back home. And it's not too late. It's 23:37, so it's like almost 20 minutes until midnight here in Taiwan. But I want to thank everyone for joining, and I just thought I would mention, the thumbnail for YouTube, is RPAN is dead. Reddit RPAN closed down. Thank you. You too. Thank you so much. And I say they closed down because of the wokeness. I had a woke feminist moderator, did a live stream from right here. I had 340,000 people watching me, and she shut me down because she didn't like what I said. And I asked her, and it was clear that she had taken notes. She profiled me because I'm an old white man. And then the notes that she had, she said, you said this and it means this. You said this and it means this. You said this and it means this. And I said, what you've done is you've inferred what I've said. You banned me for your personal inferences of what I said. And she accused me of sexual harassment. So, I let it slip. I let it slide. But I got to tell you something. If I had pressed that with my contacts in the legal industry, I could have been the new owner of Reddit. So it was, Patty. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, thank you. And hey, who knows? I may be down in Florida sometime. You never know, because I used to live there. My brother still lives in St. Pete, so I'm obviously going to go down and see him at some point. So I'll be sure to let you know, and we could drop by and hang out. That'd be cool. I'd love to meet you and your family too. And somehow or another, I'm going to take a drive across the country, and I'm going to stop and see Ken Rod. And Ken, I swear, bro, that last picture I saw you look like Clint Eastwood. I will. You have that real woo kind of look to you, like you're going to a gunfight. It's a good look, man. It's a good look. You guys take care. Thanks for putting up with my stupid jokes. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Gonna say Zai Jen, Wan An from Taiwan. Bye-bye. Oh, no. It's the big finger. Thank you.